Hey, Facebook! Welcome to everyone tuning in from all over. I'm coming live from my bedroom, as you know, in Cape Town, South Africa. It's Friday, and that means Meet the Team series. It is now 7:30 GMT plus 2 or South African Standard Time or whatever else you want to use. Drop in the comments where you are tuning in from and what the time is with you there now. Let's jump right in. Tonight we have a name that is familiar. She's young, she's passionate, and she has multiple titles. Let's welcome Kendrah Links, an all-rounder in the South African theatre industry. Good evening, Kendrah. How
Wow,
are you?
titles make me sound amazing.
Well, you do have multiple titles. You're an all-rounder. How are you
Yeah,
today?
I'm okay. I miss work. I must work a lot, but we're pushing through, eh? We're pushing through.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. I
It's
think it.
kind of weird though. It's very weird because I'm so used to like being on my feet 13 hours a day and then coming home and then like dying on my bed. And now it's like I've got so much time. What do I do?
I know it's awkward. It's like there's too much time, and we're not used to it. Any of us in the
Yeah,
industry. But how's the
such is
lockdown
life.
been for you? Are you surviving?
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I would say things could be worse. We always have to remember that things could always be worse. So, yeah, I suppose I'm content with what I have at the moment.
Well, that's good, I suppose. Um, so the first section is the introduction, icebreaker, personal type section. So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, your name, age, where you're from, etc., etc. Something interesting about yourself.
Right. So, my name is Kendrah Caitlin Links. I'm 21 years old from Cape Town, South Africa. Never left South Africa, unfortunately, which is very sad, but. Um, Yeah, like Diane said, I'm basically an all-rounder. I would say I was indecisive when it came to what I wanted to do, and so now I just did every. I just like if I can't decide, I'm just gonna do everything. Um, One interesting thing about me. Am I an interesting person, Diane?
Yes, I think you are. I think you are.
Um, I don't know. I have to get back to you on that interesting one. Interesting fact about me. I hide emotions well. I hide emotions very well. You never know with me. It's
Okay.
more of a skill. It's more of a skill. Yeah.
Um, on that then, what is your biggest annoyance in life? What annoys you?
When people use things, when people use things and they don't put it back, and that has
That's a
filtered
very important
through
one.
to. Yeah, it is because it filtered through to my work as well. So yeah, it took a lot out of me to not break a few necks and stuff. But yeah, that's my biggest annoyance.
The last question in the introduction icebreaker personal section. You recently started a YouTube channel, which seems fascinating. I love it. So please tell us a bit more about it.
Okay, so I decided that I was gonna do a YouTube channel because, first of all, because we were in lockdown. So I thought, what better time than now to do it? But it's not like a boredom thing. It's not like I just woke up one day and was like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. I literally over the years have wanted to do this and wanted to start a YouTube channel because I was always fascinated with the field. Cameras, lighting, all that stuff. And I noticed also on YouTube, that whenever I tried to like search something theater related, I couldn't really like get exactly what I was looking for. So I decided, you know what? Okay, now besides this whole Corona thing, thought to myself, let me start a YouTube channel and actually show people what we do backstage. Because I mean, you're watching a vlog, which is something I like to do, but then you're also seeing like what the audience doesn't see. Obviously, not all shows, some people don't want to be seen and stuff, but I always thought it would be so interesting if people actually saw what we did and they actually like connected with us on that level. So that's
That's
hopefully
very
what I'm trying to do
It's very
soon.
interesting that you say that. Sorry, interrupted you there. Because that's essentially what we're trying to do with Meet the Team
Mm.
series is creating an presence or exposure to the backstage people, the shadows, whom
Mm.
the audience doesn't know about. Yet this beautiful show happens, but they don't know about the screaming matches and the marathons happening backstage and the breaking of props and the Alex go, Alex go, Alex go, why are you not going sessions. And essentially that is why I and Downstage Production started this Meet the Team series, where we speak to the industry experts. And I mean, we've had wonderful guests. We've had international stage manager who was wonderful, and we've still got a wonderful guest after this lineup. Sorry, my earphones keep on falling out, which is annoying. Um, Moving on, you should just give us that link to your YouTube channel. Send it to me and I'll post it in the comments, and then people can go subscribe and like, because it's the intro, the promo video of it was, I think I was the first one who saw it, which was pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. Like, it's 6 minutes long and it was quite entertaining. I was not expecting that. Um,
I didn't want to
moving,
make it too long because it's literally just the intro, so
yeah, no, of
no
course.
need for like a 10-minute. Yeah.
But they were, I mean, it was a classic. It felt like it's a good comedy. It's a good way to start something. It was driven and powerful, and which is good. So please send me the link and I'll post it in the comments, or if you can get on Facebook on your phone and just drop it in the comments. Um, Educational background. What is your educational background? Which school did you go to? University, subjects? Elaborate.
Oh, I just went dark. Wow. So here's the thing. I always knew I wanted to be part of theater. I always knew that I this was my field. So I didn't study actually. I did 3 years of drama in high school and that was it. And that's when I decided, look, I'm just going to do theater because I've always felt like I don't need if I'm good enough, I've always felt like I don't need a degree, you know? And I'm sure a lot of theatre practitioners can agree with me that at a certain point, people stop asking for your degree. They hear all the shows you've been on and all the experience that you have, and then that's what captivates them. That's what makes them want to work with you. It's
But
more your
also, I mean,
reputation than anything.
your
Yeah,
name your name sells. It's a brand
yeah.
that you technically sell. So I mean,
Mm,
if you're good at your job, your name will travel and people will know, oh yes,
mm.
Kendra,
Yeah.
um
But yeah, that's why I didn't go to university. I've never wanted to go to university. It was always something that my parents were sort of like forcing on me. But yeah, I did 3 years of drama in high school, and that is my highest qualification that I have at the moment. I did an internship at Artscape, which the wonderful Alfred Riekman mentored me. And then from there, I just took off and just decided this is what I want to do. This is exactly
start
why.
schooling.
Yeah.
No, it's I know this about you, but it's the same with me. Obviously, I finished school and then immediately went into ATA, and I had
Mm,
the opportunity to go study officially at Stellenbosch University, but I decided against it. Um,
mm.
and I mean, I don't regret it. I think
Me
that the
neither.
course
Like,
of artscape is a wonderful course.
yeah, but also it's like it's cool to be the young one, because there's always something for you to learn. But also, people like I'm not gonna say people underestimate you, but you are like the underdog because you're the youngest. You've
I
got the
missed
least
being the
experience.
youngest. You have officially
Yeah,
taken me over. Like, you do know that, hey? I was the youngest. I was
yeah.
the youngest stage manager, and when you came and when I became old, like what happened? No man.
No, I always felt like it was cool to be the youngest, you know. When you impress people above you and you impress your mentors and you impress like maybe the director or the producer or the stage manager, then it's like an accomplished feeling, you know, like yes, I did it. And that's how you boost your confidence as well.
How old are you now, Kendra?
I'm 21, turning 22 in the next month.
And when you started,
Yeah.
you were 19, right? If I'm
Mm-hmm.
correct.
No, 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 no. Don't lie. I was 18. I was 18.
Straight out of school,
I can't
then.
even I can't even remember because like it's like once it took off then it was just like everything was happening at once. So
Yeah, it's so fast, and it's just like, and all of a sudden it's like 10 years ago, and you're like, wait, what? What just
yeah,
happened?
like literally last year December, I was speaking to one of the backstage crew and I was like, yo, I've been here for 3 years already. Like, where did that
I
time
realized
go to?
today, but I've been with Cape Town Opera for 3 years, and I'm like, but I just started with them, like
Yeah, you
literally,
just
I
started
just
like
started, and it's been 3 years that I've been working with them. It's weird. It's like I think we experience a different way of time in theater.
mm, most
Um,
definitely.
so yeah, so you got involved in theater through the ATA program professionally,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and what was your first job in theater,
My first job.
or your
My
first
first
title?
job was AS. My first title was ASM. I did props for My Children, My Africa by Ethel Fugard, directed by Roy Sargent, and it was Roy Sargent. I was very very scared. I because I've only heard stories and I've only read articles about Roy Sargent, and then when I actually got to work with him, I was like, you, so we did. Let me just take you back. So we did the read through, right? I had to set up the director's table and everything. Okay, so I set it up, director, and then it was stage manager, ASM, and then the performers around. And I'm sitting like one person away from Roy Sargent, and I swear every time something happened, I would like shiver a little because I was so scared of what this man was going to do. Like, and the whole time I'm like, please don't get fired, please don't get fired, please don't let him kick you off the show, don't just do everything right, don't, you know. And those thoughts were like going through my head continuously. But then when it came to get in, and he came to me and I thought I did something wrong. I'm busy setting up the props. I'm like, okay, everything's marked out, everything's where it should be. And he walks up to me, sorry, and I look up and I'm like, I'm done. I'm so done. Night before opening, I'm off the show. I can't believe this is happening. And then he came to me and he was like, you know what? You did a good job. And that was the first time ever that I felt like, you know what? I can do this. I can really. At that point, I was just like, okay, I'm sleep deprived and very nervous, but we are here and it's opening night and it's going to be great. And it was a successful run of My Children, My Africa. So, yeah.
Wow, goosebumps feeling, honestly. Um, well, now getting to the big question, young generation all rounder. What different
Mhm.
jobs have you done in the industry? List them to us, just like bullet point them.
Okay. Okay. ASM and props, stage management, mic tech, sound, like just general sound for one show. I did a little bit of the mixing, um, and then lighting and follow spotter. Yeah. Oh, and backstage. Well, for every show, I was basically a stage and as well. So yeah,
Oh,
those
you were
were my
also
official titles.
special effects, um, ex what tester for me on Laboreum
Ooh, especially.
when with the egg thing, the bathroom.
Oh, I was basically a prop to you. Basically, like you used me as a prop. Special effects, yeah.
No, I went through the worst before that, so no, that's not fair.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you look like you murdered someone on that show, eh? I walked in and I was like, Dian, no, no, we don't have to die today.
oh yeah, no. Um, where are you currently employed? Are you employed at a theater company or do you freelance?
So I'm currently a freelancer. I've always been a bit scared of doing it, like completely just apart from Artscape. So basically, at Artscape, I had a month-to-month contract, and they would assign me 2 shows. And then after the whole lockdown happened, I thought, you know what? This would be a good time for me to like broaden my horizons and like see if I can do this freelance thing. So I'm still in the deciding phase of it, whether I would accept another contract from Artscape after the lockdown. But as of right now, I'm a freelancer. Freelance follow spotter, stage manager, lighting technician, and ASM.
Starting with bullet points all over again. I must say it's because obviously I specialize in stage management. So it's quite frightening to have
Usually, you
someone.
specialize. Usually, there are other
Um,
things you do as well.
yeah, well, stage management is my main thing. I'm in production management
Hmm.
now and special effects, but stage management is always. But it's quite frightening to have someone, especially younger than me, come aboard who can do everything in one go, and you're just like, um, uh, okay, when am I not gonna
Yeah.
have a job anymore? But I
Now,
mean that
on sorry, on that note, I just wanted to like say that because there are a lot of people who like have this perception of us, like young people in general. Um, I just want to say that it's always a learning process. Like in your description of tonight's broadcast, you said I had a toe in each department, which is true, but I will never claim that I'm an expert because. And I was listening to Alfred's live as well, and he mentioned a valid point that things are always changing. So there are certain things in theater that will always stay the same, but me as someone who goes into different departments, there's no way I'm going to be able to keep up with everything to a point where I can call myself an expert because technology is always changing. There's always new software coming in lighting wise. There's always a new lighting console and new lighting fixtures to learn. So yeah, we look like we have it together, but we literally walk in. We're like, okay, we're doing this today. Okay, this is it.
yeah, we fake it till we make it, eh?
Yeah,
We can't give away
literally.
the secrets. That is it's not allowed to we can't give that out. We're gonna get hunted.
Yeah,
Um
especially if you're stage managing, like you are the prime example. You will like call a show, and you'll be like, yeah, cool, cool, and then after the show, you'll be like, what was that? What did we just do? And I'm like, I thought you were fine, and you're just like, no, no, I wasn't.
how many shows have we done together? I tried working it out yesterday, but I honestly can't remember. There's been quite a few.
We always do the hectic ones. That's why we can't remember. It's never like an easy show. It's always like something out of this world that we do together.
I don't want to
It's almost like
mention that
fate brings us together.
I don't want to mention that specific show. Um, but just quickly explain, and we both know what we're talking about. Where if you know what I'm talking about, sleeping on stage.
Just come again. You're
Show.
breaking up a little bit.
I'm breaking up. You
You're
just broke
breaking
up.
up a little bit.
I said I'm not going to mention the show, but do you remember the show that we did where someone slept on the stage?
No, I can't remember.
No, man,
No, I can't
Kendra.
remember. Oh my
It's our
word.
biggest memory together with Frankie and you and me. The call time 6 o'clock till
Oh
like 2 o'clock.
yes, yes, yes. 7 o'clock in the morning to freaking midnight, and then again 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh my word, that was
Zombie
hectic.
state.
Hmm.
Um, so being an all-rounder, obviously you should have one favorite or a few favorites. Which department do you prefer?
Who you want me to cut ties with people? Yeah. Eh?
Okay, no. If if you okay, let's make it easier.
Mhm.
If there's a gun against your head and you need to choose one department, can I does it actually make it easier?
No, it doesn't. Oh, I can't. I can't choose. Lighting. It's. Oh, yeah, like I've got the same love, and I think that's also why I decided to do everything because I've got the same love for everything. There's no yes, there are preferences within in terms of people I'd work with. Then there are preferences. But when it comes to the actual field and the actual tasks involved in what we do, I've got the same amount, the same 110% I put into stage management, I'll put into lighting as well. That same 110% will go into being a mic tech. Like there's no
And
like,
that's
oh,
the
now I have
amazing
to do
thing
this.
about you. It's you go all out for every single project. It's not just, oh, I'm excited because I'm now in this department for this project, and then the next you go like, "Oh," it's not for every single
Hmm.
project, no matter which department, you give it all, and you can see it, your excitement, your passionism, which is just, I mean, it's great, and it's refreshing to still see that. I mean, apologies to anyone. I'm not trying to offend someone, but you do sometimes see if someone is not happy with what they're currently doing or happy on that specific show. Let us say it
Hmm.
like that. And I mean, you've done
Yeah,
challenging shows,
it
like
filters through to the work as well.
yeah, but I mean, you've done challenging shows, like in
Hmm.
yeah, but at the end, you always
Yeah, we got
smile and
let's not even
no, I'm avoiding it. I'm
yeah.
completely avoiding it.
Yeah.
I'm not even. That's why it's not even on this discussion. Um, but I mean, yet at the end of that, you are still the one that makes you laugh. Or I mean, how many times that I've had the worst show, and you'll just like come to SMD and you'll just like hug me and go like, "It's okay." Like you're that blossom of light backstage always. Unless when you go on your lamp page and start yelling at people, which sometimes scares me. Just saying. But otherwise, it's just having this working with you is this light backstage. It's just like passionism. You can feel it and the happiness. And I
Yeah.
mean, the long hours we've done. At the end, we'll go outside, we'll have a smoke, and we'll laugh and
Hmm.
you know just be happy. And but it's because of you. You'll
Well,
go like, yeah, but oh, that was funny, you know, which is a lovely
hmm.
experience working with you. And I mean, I'm talking about personal experience. I can't talk about anyone else, but that's for me. Um,
Hmm.
Explain to us your process in preparing a show. So basically, I mean, you self preparing to get ready for a show, both in lighting department and stage
Sorry, you're
management.
breaking up again a little. You're breaking up again a little. I'm so sorry.
I said, explain
Speaking.
to us
Okay.
your process, your personal process in
Mm-hmm.
preparing for a show in both lighting and stage management department.
Um, my process. Okay, I'm a very organized person. Like I need a list for everything, and I think that's where I lean more to stage management because if things are not on a list and I can't like follow them, I sort of feel a little bit lost, if that makes sense. So my process in preparing for a show, stage management, I follow to the T, like prepare the rehearsal room, do this, do that. and then rehearsal happens, and then I go into show. So everything is like in the way we are taught.
Oh wow, I think we've just lost Kendra. That is a bit of an issue. Let me just quickly see if I can get hold of her. I think she's back. Or she's trying to connect. Kendra, are you back with us?
Yes, I can hear you, but I can't see. I
We
can't
lost
see
you there
anything, but
for
I
a
can hear
while.
you.
Shall we continue without you seeing us or me?
If you don't mind, then it's fine.
Yeah, as long as you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so you said the process that I go through when preparing for a show, whether it be stage management or lighting.
Yes. I think we're having severe technical difficulties with Kendra. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can quickly call her in through another device.
Can you hear me
We keep
now?
on losing you.
I
Yes,
know, I
but we
don't
lose
know
your
why
picture
though.
as well.
I have no idea. Okay, I can see myself now. All right, let's hope this stays like this and it doesn't mess up again. I
Don't move
don't know.
any equipment.
I'm not moving anything. Don't touch that prop. Don't touch that prop. Okay, so you said my process in getting ready for a show, whether it be stage management or lighting.
Yes.
So stage management, I said everything has to be in chronological order and it has to make sense to me. If people come, first of all, I have to find out who I'm working with, so I know exactly how to go about doing everything. I've made it a point that, especially in stage management, I learn how different people work, so I can adjust myself as the stage manager to their method of working. And that's also something Alfred taught me when we were doing the internship, is that you as the stage manager adjust to the director's way of working, because it makes their job easier. And yeah, so
Definitely.
if I'm working with a more, you get the directors who are very like, they have this idea, they want it like that, and that's how it's going to be. If I'm working with such a director, then I tend to sit back and let them not do the work, but let them guide, because they clearly know exactly what they want and they're not going to change their mind. Where it comes to a more creative, I don't want, no, let me not say more creative. When it comes to a more laid back director who feels their way through things, I will be the one to step in and do the lists, make sure the meetings happen when they're supposed to happen, make sure the cast gets their stuff done on time, efficiently, not sufficiently, efficiently, and make sure that everything is in line for opening night. Same with the crew. If I know that I'm working with XYZ, then I know, okay, with this person, I need to speak a bit more. With this person, I need to be more stern. With this person, I can relax because I know they can do their job very well. So it would depend on who I'm working with. And then after that, I have a little ritual where when everyone's left after get in, which is the most stressful time in a theatre practitioner's life. After get in, I like to just sit, watch the stage, and just bring myself towards myself and be like, okay, this is happening now. I made it happen. Well, not made it happen, but I was in the process of making it happen, and that's how it's gonna be. With lighting, I have a more relaxed, way more relaxed mindset, because I'm not managing. I'm not like in charge, if that makes sense. When I'm stage managing, I'm very like, if you mess up, brother, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be me and you. When it's lighting, I basically go to the lighting designer, whoever he or she may be, let them know, look, I'm your lighting technician or I'm your follow spotter, whichever one I'm doing. Let them know, okay, what would you like? what is your vision, you know. If I see that they are very open to suggestion, then I will suggest, okay, to make our job easier, why not swap out this fixture for that fixture? Because obviously I know the workload, so I'm going to like suggest, if they are open to it, look, could we maybe do this? It's just going to be easier for us, you save time on getting, etc., etc. But if it's a very like strict lighting designer, then I might just prepare myself for the heavy lifting and the 6 million freaking. Okay, I'm not going to say the lighting fixture because we don't speak of that name anymore. But yeah, my processes are very different. When I'm in a leadership position, I have lists and I'm very like, this has to happen in this order by this time. When I'm doing lighting, it's more like, okay, give me the order, I will do it.
I don't
And
think in
yeah.
all the years that I've worked with you or known you, I've ever actually seen you in a stage management role. Like, I've only seen you in different departments, but never actually in stage management. So next time when you stage manage a show, call me so that I can actually come watch you stage manage and
No,
judge.
because you must in different countries when I do the stuff, man.
Wow, wow.
You must in different countries, so you're not here to see me stage manage.
Okay, well, next time and invite me or send me your prompt copy and I can judge that so long.
Okay. I'll highlight it also for you in yellow because I know it's yellow, green, and blue. I'll highlight it for you. All the
Oh,
cues
you
and
remember
stuff.
my colors?
Of course. I told you I learn different people so I can adjust to them and their way of working. Why do you think I never get on your bad side when you stage managing? Because I know. Okay, Diane's stressed now.
Oh, yeah, well,
Hmm.
I think you have seen me a lot of times scream backstage, like in full on
Or when you
DM lose it,
when
like,
you go quiet. No, when you go quiet, then I know. Okay, wait, 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 wait. Let's not
oh,
do this.
oh but see, that's an amazing thing of working with people for so long is you build a relationship up, and I mean, you get to see, well, like when they're having a difficult day, or no, now's not a good time to talk to them, that sort of stuff, which is a good thing, and especially in the
Hmm.
theatre community, because we're such a small community, and I think it's
Yeah.
good that we keep on building those relationships with different people. You know, moving on, how difficult do you find it being quite young, yet so successful in the industry? Do you experience any issues?
Anxiety, like without a doubt, anxiety. I I'm thankful that I've got mentors and people above me who are as patient as they are, because those who have worked with me know that I can be an emotional roller coaster at times, especially because um, someone told me something a while back. They said that theater tends to attract broken people because theater is a place of expression and telling your story. And that I think that's also partly why I was drawn to theater in the first place, because there was always this need for me to hear stories and hear people's like success stories and how they got over trauma and how they got over the most difficult parts of their life. Also, just like for entertainment, like just forgetting for 5 minutes about the stress at home. But when I came backstage and when I started working with stage hands and stage managers and lighting designers, and whenever there was a big task in front of me, I literally would freak out on the inside. And that's where the difficulty comes, because I after every show I realized that if I was just a bit more calm, the whole show could have been way easier for me. It is the anxiety that made it difficult for me, if that makes sense. Because I constantly feel like there's this need for me to improve because I'm so young. There's constantly a need for me to impress people who have been in the industry for years. And one of my head of department in lighting told me one day, you know what, just relax. Like he looked me in the face and he was like, just relax. And I asked him, like, how can you ask me to relax? It was a big show I was working on. And he's like, because stressing isn't going to do you any good. It's not going to make you look better. You know, if you're going to, he told me, if you're going to fuck up, at least you're going to fuck up. Sorry. If you're going to mess up, sorry,
Censored, censored.
sorry,
Good.
sorry,
TV
sorry.
censor.
If you mess up and you are calm, at least you don't look like a fool. If you're stressed and you mess up, then you just look like a complete idiot. So I've learned that if I approach a show calmly, it tends to become easier, but I'm sure you can relate that constant need of people watching you and being like, are you doing the job properly? Oh, and every time I hear that, oh, but she's so young, then I lose it. I
Oh yeah.
literally lose it. I'm like, what? That's supposed to be an advantage, is it not? I'm young, I'm fit, I'm able to do physical things. But people look down on you, oh, she's young. Oh, what does she know? Oh, she's a baby. And I'm just like, okay. But at the same time, I use it as motivation to be like, okay, you said that about me. I'm going to show you I can do it now.
No, I mean exactly what you're saying now is what I still feel. I mean, and
Mm,
I'm not that young anymore. Well, I'm still young, but I'm not like in my 20 or 19 where I started.
mm,
Um, and I still get that, like working with senior people, I still go like, am I doing this right?
mm,
Am I doing this wrong? Like, and I think that is why I'm so interested in speaking to both you and Amber, who we'll be speaking to next week Friday, who is also a young generation, but she's stage manager, and I mean it's exactly that thing, and I mean no offense to anyone again, but essentially later on we need to take over. We need to
mm.
fulfill the big shoes of all the other people that is currently the seniors. And I mean, I'm grateful for working with other seniors that we do because they learn. I can't speak tonight anymore, apparently. But they mentor us, decently. And I mean,
Mm.
speaking for myself, especially through ATA, I've had amazing mentors.
Yeah.
Um, which is just great. But you mentioned now, like saying someone saying you're so young and that sort of stuff. Now, continuing to the above question, do you find it difficult being a female in a male-dominant industry, especially when carrying equipment? And no offense to any of our male colleagues, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it as a female being a lighting technician and actually carrying equipment and that. What is your what have you experienced? What is your thoughts about that? What's your feelings?
How much time do you have?
Not a lot. So bullet pointed.
um wow. This is a question that I always find it difficult to answer this question, not because I have to think about it, but because I have to think about how I word it, because people are emotional and people get hurt. But in that same breath, whenever people ask me this question, I sit and I think, okay, say something in a certain, but then I think to myself, it's because of the guys that I've become so hard and so tough. I remember, and this is direct correlation with your question. When I started, there was a girl who started with me, Clarissa, and it was the two of us who I wouldn't say always found ourselves in the lighting department, but we were mostly together. And the working experience that I had with her, having her with me, really didn't prepare me for the working experience I would have alone in the lighting department. With her, there was a sense of I can still be a bit sensitive. I can still be, I can still speak about my emotions in a way that I'm not gonna say only females can, but like you get what I mean, females tend to be a bit more emotional, little bit more, sensitive. When I started working with the guys alone, everything I did was criticized, but not in a real serious way, in a jokey way, obviously.
I think she froze or she's trying to emphasize her point. Either of the two, I'm not sure. No, I think she froze. Kendra, can you hear us? I think she has been abducted by aliens or something, or she turned into a zombie. I'm not exactly sure. I cannot answer that question. I'm actually checking that it's not my internet. No, mine's on. Uh, and we've lost her again. I'll tell you a story so long. Let's see. I once worked on a show where with special effects, and we did it last year, and I fall into the special effects law, which I love now. Um, and there was a one scene where I was standing backstage with a bucket full of blood that I actually had to drench dancers in. I had to pour two buckets full of blood over them. And luckily it was just before interval, but I will walk off that stage, literally hands out and just soaking of blood. So I saw it just came a message through from Kendrah. I think she's 1 second, everyone. She says she is having internet issues. She's trying to join us again. I'm not sure if she will be though. It will be quite sad to lose her. Huh. Otherwise, I will get a recording from her and just paste it, upload it. Yeah, she's apologies, everyone. We've lost Kendra. She's lost connection completely. Uh, nope, she's back. She is like, she is literally just like.
I'm so sorry, guys. Life is tough. Life is tough. I'm so sorry. Um,
Oh,
okay.
welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so sorry about that. I apologize. It should be sorted now for good. There shouldn't be any more hiccups. So, back to the question. I remember the question very well. So, working with males in the lighting department and being the only female was very challenging in a sense that everything I did was criticized, not in a serious way, obviously in a jokey way, just to like, you know, make me part of the team. Um, but it was difficult because males and females don't think the same way. Where I would do something my way, they would obviously be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "I'm doing this my way. Like, this is how I do things." And there was always a difficulty in understanding the way we all thought. But yeah, it toughened me up a lot. I still get looks to this day, like when I go on gigs and stuff, people look at me like, is she the lighting technician? Directors will always come up to me, oh, you work in the lighting department. Um, so yeah, there was a lot of I wouldn't there was never undermining. There was always skepticism because people were always skeptical. You don't see a lot of females in the lighting department. So when you do see a female, it's like, can she do it? Can she? And the one thing that would always irritate me, was when I would be clearly lifting something and then someone would come and take it out of my hand. And I'd be like, why? Say, oh no, it's the gentleman thing to do. I'm employed to pick up the light. Can I just pick up the light, please? I'm not taking anything away from your masculinity. I'm not saying you a bad guy for not trying to help. But like, I'm employed to do this. Let me just do it, please. And I try to be very subtle and very calm about it. But on the inside, I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Uh,
There have been a lot of physical challenges as well, obviously, not being able to lift as heavy as the guys. But I found my way to work around them. Like a pulley system can do wonders, buddy. A rope can do a lot of good. And there have been instances where I even shocked myself, where I would lift something and I didn't know I could lift it. Like I would lift it and I'd be like, wow, I'm actually the strong. If you are determined enough if you are stubborn and you want to show people you can, just because they said you can't, you can do amazing things. And that's what I tell every intern that came after me, especially the females. I told them, if you are stubborn, if someone tells you you can't, or if someone criticizes the way you work because you are female, and you want to show them that you can, that will instantly make you able to do it, because there's there's nothing more motivating than wanting to look at someone and be like, yeah, I did it, and now what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? I just did it. So yeah, took it with a pinch of salt, and now I'm proud of myself for where I am right now.
well, that gets me to my to our next question. You've worked on quite a few shows. Would you mind telling us a bit more about some shows? Which was your favorite and most difficult one to work on, etc.?
My favorite show. I'm gonna start with my favorite. Do I have a favorite? Yes, I do have a favorite actually. I have the show is my favorite because it's annual. I've worked on it for 3 years. Uh, the boogie shows that happen at Artscape every November, December, those are my absolute favorite. That is just where everyone comes together, right? And it's just an explosion of energy. Um, there's I wouldn't say there's no order, but people are very chill. People are very open to creative advice, and especially like lighting wise. Lighting that show is always so much fun because the rig changes and the rig will change drastically. Mr. Fahim Bardi knows this. But just the energy
He is
that's
watching,
there
by
when
the
you,
way.
yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna get into so much trouble for this, but he, it's like it's so much fun, man. Like you don't feel like you're working. You really don't. The rig changes, and you instantly see a difference. It's not like, okay, we're moving this year for the same effect. We're moving something because it's going to create a different effect, and you're going to get a better experience. So everything that we do in the show will make sense. It takes a while for us to get there, but when that curtain goes up and oh, it's the best ever. I can't explain. The director's amazing. The performers are amazing. The music is great. It's just you literally do not feel like you're working. When the stage manager says when the stage manager says 10-minute call, you literally look at your phone. You're like, oh yeah, we have a show. Okay. and then you have a blast doing the show as well. I've follow spotted on it for 2 years. I think 3 years. I'm not sure if I did it for 3 years. Follow spotted it on the show for 2 years, and just the jokes that we make backstage, and it's my favorite show.
So
Um
I'm not
can I
sure
say
if
the most intense
no.
sorry?
So I just got a message from Fahim saying, "Can I join the
Mm.
call?" So I'm not
If
sure if you said something or if he just wants to.
no, no, I didn't say anything. I'm sure you
um,
wouldn't take offense. I'm sure.
No, no, continue with your question.
So a few shows that I've worked on that I would like to point out. Um, Obviously, My Children, My Africa being my first. That show was just, that was probably the most emotional show I've ever done, simply because I forgot to put the bell on the table. The one show I forgot to put the bell on the table. And I tell you, I've never cried so quickly in my life. I was backstage, first show ever, the bell wasn't on the table. I was in tears. I was like this because the whole monologue was based on the bell, and the bell wasn't there.
Oh,
So now what was
wow.
the monologue going to be about? If it was just like a by the way thing, sure, but it was the main point. And I'm sitting backstage and I'm crying, dear. I am crying. But looking back at it now, that same night I laughed with all the performers because I was just like, guys, look, it happened. You guys worked around it. I'm so sorry, but it's amazing. So yeah, they are when it comes to speaking about shows and going into detail, it's so difficult because you hardly remember anything. It's like get in, show, and then you remember the last show. The last show you will remember, but everything in between is just a blur. It's like what happened, what did we do, why. So yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to go into detail about shows, but I've worked on many shows for my experience, I would say. Yeah.
So I am jumping some questions just because of time. I
Hmm?
don't want everyone to sit here for 2 hours. Um, so, no, sorry. Do you have any exciting projects coming up that we can look out for?
My YouTube channel, being one in general. As soon as I can get back in the theater, you are going to see, of with consent of the producers and the directors. I will not film anything if the director or producer says I cannot. But the minute we get back into theater, I'm doing vlogs on everything backstage with consent, obviously. I'm going to show people what we do, how fun it is, because that in essence is what makes us come back each time. The fun that we have backstage, that is just beyond me.
No, I
Um,
completely agree.
yeah. And then also, I'm looking to freelance a bit now. I want to spread my wings, see what other shows I can do. And I have a goal. My goal is to tour in the next 2 years. If this if the coronavirus settles down and the second wave is not as bad as the first wave, which I doubt, but yeah, touring is definitely something. I'm going to say touring is an exciting project I have coming up because I've noticed that when I say things as if it's gonna happen, it does happen, and I will tour in the next 2 to 3 years. So YouTube channel, lots of vlogs backstage, and touring. Those are my projects that I'm going to
I really
definitely
do
do.
hope you get the chance to tour. It's a wonderful, amazing experience, and you will love it. I think you will absolutely. So I really hope you get that chance in the next 2 years, like you determined. Um, what's been the craziest moment you've ever experienced in the industry?
Hmm. I was going to say something related to you now. The craziest experience I've ever. Do you mean on stage or backstage or just in general? Like,
Just in general, like
okay. So there was one show I did. I was also ASMing for the show, and we had costume calls. So I had to take the performers up to wardrobe to have their costumes fitted and whatever. Now, I've never experienced this in my life. So I'm now 100% new to this whole process. And the performers, luckily I was only with females. The performers decided to get undressed just there. and put on their costume, and they're all together, and I'm standing around them, and I'm like, okay, completely naked, just they taking off everything, they're putting on it. Luckily, it was only girls, Diane, like, because I would have probably been traumatized. I stood there.
Oh,
I stood there and I remember I looked at the stage manager and she looked at me and I was just like, what is going on? And then I'm like, guys, are you sure? Like, you don't want to? And they're like, no, we don't care. And then they start like dancing around, and I'm like, no, that had to be the craziest thing I've ever experienced in the industry.
um, wow. Yeah, I think.
Like, imagine you were around like a group of performers, and all of them are just naked and they're busy dancing. Imagine.
I mean, I have experienced that before. But you get. I mean, you get used to it after a while. But
No
yeah.
one gave me this memo. No one told me.
No, I remember my first time. I walked into a dressing room and they were just naked, and I was like, I'm like, no, it's fine, you can talk, and I'm like, uh, no, no, and he was just like, no, it's fine, you can go on, and I'm like, I did knock. He's like, I know, and I said you can come in. I'm like, but you're naked, and he's like, yeah, like it's chill, and I'm like, okay. So no, I get it. I think we've all had that experience. Um,
Yeah.
what's the career highlight you're most proud of?
The career highlight I'm most proud of. I've had many things I was proud of. My career highlight, and it's a very small achievement, but it means the most to me because of obviously being the underdog all the time. Um, was when I learned how to fully set up a venue on my own, lighting wise. Um, when I was left in charge, I wasn't left in charge. We were busy setting up for outreach, and I had a hand in doing all the desk setup and DMX and networking and all of that. And the operator at the time, he had to go to a meeting, so he basically left me to do it on my own with the other with the other ad hoc staff. And it's a very small achievement, but to me, it felt like the best ever because that was his way of showing me that he trusted me to complete the job properly. Um, and when I look back, I'm just like that had to be the moment where I felt like I made it because then I knew I can set up a venue on my own. I can do it and I am able to do it. It's not as difficult as I thought it would be, you know? So that had to be the career highlight for me when the person above me basically left me in charge. That was my career highlight right there.
Wow. Okay. And then getting to our last two questions before you go back to your life and I go back to drinking wine if I still have left. Um, if you could give an upcoming young
Lucky.
professional in the making advice, what would it be?
Come again? Sorry, the first section of the question?
If you could give an upcoming young professional in the making advice,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
If you're gonna be emotional, just leave. I have been I've been taught the hard way. And when I say the hard way, I mean like I've been torn apart by people who tore me apart solely because I gave them the energy to and because I gave them the ability to. If you are going to be emotional and everything's going to get to you, then rather just you're gonna make yourself unhappy. Um, I'm happy with how I turned out. People who have mentored me have molded me into being this person I am right now. Um, and I would say yes, I do get emotional at times still, but I feel like I deal with it way better. And I don't. I used to let it affect my work. I don't anymore. I literally have a switch at the back of my head that is just like, okay, work mode now. Like I can work with my emotions, but I can also work with them completely off. And if you are young and you are new to the industry, and I've seen it with interns that came after me. I've seen it where they let things get to them to a point where it broke them down. But I knew that I saw potential in them, but because they couldn't handle the criticism and because they couldn't handle the emotional strain that we go through, they decided this industry wasn't for them. And so many times I see people and I see their work and I think to myself, oh, you will go so far. And then it takes one incident, one wrong comment, like one bad insult, and they just decide no, and then they throw all that talent, all the it actually makes me sad, but that's also why I'm very tough when I'm speaking to people. I'm like, look, if you're going to be emotional, mm-mm, can't help you there, buddy. That's something you have to go through alone, and that's something you have to get over alone. I'm sorry. I was just taught that way. Like I didn't have someone to be like, oh, it's gonna be okay. No, I had to toughen up, and I had to like really,
Well, yeah. I think the theater has taught a lot of us to get a thicker skin in a lot of ways.
Mm.
Um, and lastly, before I let you go and I go drink my wine and we let the viewers go drink their wine, if I have, I mean, they should have now. It's open again. Yay! I haven't bought any alcohol yet. Just a side topic. Um, any closing words that you'd like to share before I send you off?
Any closing words? Guys, I know that this is directly to theater practitioners and everyone involved in theater. I know that now is a very, very difficult time for us because of lockdown and the whole coronavirus and basically our whole industry being shut down for the time being because our industry revolves around social gathering, being social, being in groups, I know that it's a very difficult time, and I hope that everyone is keeping sane. I hope that everyone is finding new things that they can do, ways that they can channel their creativity. And for those upcoming new technicians and new theater practitioners, if ever there was a time for you to like get your theory done, it would be now.
Well, perfect timing. We lost her at her closing words. Okay. I'm just gonna close it because we've lost her again. She's back. Let's see. At your closing words, we lost you.
Yeah, yeah.
For
No, but
today,
that was it in a nutshell, basically. Just everyone just remain calm. Let's hope this thing dies down, and yeah.
I completely agree. I want to. So I'm trying to lead some comments. Uh, for him was saying answer the question. I'm not sure which question. Um, for Hallam says love idea of vlogs backstage. Uh, Puntu says good one, Kendra. And then Puntu says name the operator, please. So, but yeah, uh,
Oh,
you can go drop some comments after this on the Facebook on the video. Also drop us your YouTube link, and then our viewers can go subscribe and watch it. And then lastly, thank you for coming online with us and having a discussion with us. It's been a lovely chat. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but thank you, and I appreciate you taking out your time out of your busy schedule at the moment to come. No, I seriously mean it. I do appreciate you taking time out to come online with us and chat with us and with Downstage. It's been a wonderful chat.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for seeing potential in me to be a speaker. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Have a good evening. Stay safe. No, okay, she's gone now. I'm gonna finish this now. Thank you, everyone. We just spoke with Kendrah. Links, young generation all rounder. Um, Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Downstage ZA, and have a lovely evening. Stay safe. Wash your hands. You know all the drama. Um, and this is tradition. If I can't get it now, wear your mask. Stay safe. Wash hands. Sanitize. Be cool. Peace out. See you all next week, Friday, for our next episode with Amber. Have a lovely evening, everyone.